Hey Taurus, I need to share something with you that came up in today's reading, and honestly, this energy is hitting differently than usual. I have been pulling cards for you lately, and the themes keep circling back to something really specific. Something about protection and awareness that I think you really need to hear right now. So I settled into my reading space today, and I asked the cards to show me what Taurus needs to know about the energy surrounding them right now, especially regarding people who might not have their best interests at heart. And what came through was honestly fascinating because it is not just about regular conflict or drama. This is about something much more calculated, much more intentional. Before I dive into the cards, I want you to understand that this reading is coming from a place of genuine concern and protection for you. The universe has been really clear about showing me that there are people in your orbit who are operating on a completely different level than you might realize. And I am not talking about the usual gossip or negativity. This is about people who are actually consulting with others, getting advice on how to deal with you, how to manipulate situations involving you. I know that might sound intense, and trust me, I was a bit taken aback myself when the cards started revealing this pattern. But the more I sat with the energy, the more it made sense. And the cards are not just warning you, they are actually showing you how to navigate this and how to protect yourself moving forward. The thing that really stands out to me before we even get into the specific cards is this theme of words, your words specifically. The cards keep emphasizing that everything you say right now is being noted, remembered, potentially twisted. And I am not saying this to make you paranoid or to have you walking on eggshells. I am saying this because awareness is your greatest tool right now. Think about it like this. You know how in legal situations they say anything you say can and will be used against you? That is kind of the energy here, except it is happening in your personal life. There are people around you who are collecting information, storing away things you say casually, things you share openly, and they are building a case of sorts. Not necessarily a legal case, but an emotional one, a social one. And here is where it gets even more interesting. These people are not working alone in terms of their decision making. They are getting guidance, getting advice, consulting with people who you might think of as their personal advisors, or even, and I hate to use this word because it sounds so dramatic, but the cards are literally showing me witchcraft energy, like actual people who are being consulted about how to handle you, how to affect you, how to work against you. Now, I want to be clear about something. When I say witchcraft or witches in this reading, I am not necessarily talking about people casting elaborate spells under a full moon, although that could be part of it for some of you. What I am really talking about is people who understand energy manipulation, who know how to work with intention, who are being consulted specifically to give advice on how to affect your life, your path, your peace. And the people in your life who have an issue with you, they are following this advice to the letter. They are doing exactly what they are being told to do. It is like they have a playbook, and they are executing every move precisely. But here is what I find really powerful about this reading, Taurus. While all of this is happening, while these people are plotting and planning and consulting and strategizing, the cards are showing me that you have a protection around you that they do not fully understand. There is a karmic element here that is absolutely massive, and it is working in your favor in ways you probably cannot even see yet. So as we go through these cards together, I want you to pay attention not just to the warnings, but to the guidance about how to move forward. Because this reading is not about making you afraid. It is about making you aware. And there is a huge difference between those two things. Let me pull the first card for you. The first card I pulled is the Queen of Pentacles. And honestly, Taurus, this makes so much sense for you because this is your energy in so many ways. The Queen of Pentacles represents someone who has built something real, something tangible, something valuable. This is you with your resources, your stability, your abundance. You have been working hard to create a solid foundation for yourself, whether that is financially, emotionally, or in terms of your home and comfort. But here is what is fascinating about this card showing up in this particular reading. The Queen of Pentacles is not just about what you have, it is about what others perceive you to have. And this is where some of the issues are stemming from. There are people in your life who look at you and they see your stability, they see your resources, they see how you have managed to create this comfortable life for yourself, and it triggers something in them. The energy I am getting is that you might be someone who does not really broadcast your struggles. You are not the type to constantly complain or to make your problems everyone else's business. You handle your stuff privately. You work through your challenges with dignity and grace. And from the outside, it might look like everything comes easily to you, like you have got it all figured out. But what is happening is that this perception of you is creating jealousy and resentment in people who do not understand the work you have put in, the sacrifices you have made, the challenges you have overcome to get where you are. They just see the results and they want what you have, or they want to diminish what you have because it makes them feel inadequate in comparison. The Queen of Pentacles is also very much about being generous and nurturing with your resources. And I am sensing that you are someone who has been there for people, who has shared your abundance in various ways. Maybe you have given advice, offered support, shared your time and energy, and some of these same people who you have helped are now part of the group that is working against you. This card is showing me that your words, particularly when you talk about your life, your plans, your successes, your resources, are being carefully monitored. When you mention something good that is happening for you, when you share your wins, when you talk about your future plans, there are people who are taking notes, not because they are happy for you, but because they are looking for ways to undermine you or to position themselves advantageously. The Queen of Pentacles in this context is telling you to become more discerning about who you share your abundance with, and that includes the abundance of information about your life. Not everyone deserves to know your business. Not everyone has earned the right to your generosity, whether that is material generosity or informational generosity. What I find really interesting is that the Queen of Pentacles has this very earthy, grounded, practical energy. She is not impulsive, she is not naive. So the message here is not that you have been foolish or careless. The message is that it is time to level up your discernment. It is time to be even more selective and strategic about what you share and with whom. And this card is also highlighting that these people who are working against you, they are specifically threatened by your stability and your ability to manifest material security. There might be situations where they are trying to create chaos in your finances or in your material world. They might be spreading rumors about your money, questioning how you got what you have, trying to create doubt in other people's minds about your integrity when it comes to resources. But the Queen of Pentacles is incredibly resilient. She has deep roots. She cannot be easily shaken because she has built her kingdom on solid ground. So while these people are plotting and planning, you have a foundation that is much stronger than they realize. Their attempts to destabilize you are going to fail, because you have put in the real work to create real stability. The guidance from this card is to continue being the Queen of Pentacles. Continue building your empire. Continue nurturing your resources, but do it more privately. Do it more quietly. Let your success speak for itself through your actual results, not through your words about your results. Become more mysterious about your moves, more private about your plans. And here is something really important. The Queen of Pentacles knows the value of everything and everyone. She knows what is worth her energy and what is not. So this card is telling you to really evaluate the people in your circle. Who is actually adding value to your life? Who is genuinely supporting your growth? And who is just there to gather information and create problems? You might need to start treating information about yourself as a valuable resource, because that is exactly what it is. In the wrong hands, information about you, your life, your plans, your vulnerabilities becomes ammunition. In the right hands, it becomes an opportunity for genuine connection and support. The Queen of Pentacles is wise enough to know the difference. Let me pull the next card for you. The second card that came through is the Two of Swords. And Taurus, this card is absolutely crucial for understanding your current situation. The Two of Swords is traditionally about being at a crossroads, about having to make a decision, about being in a stalemate. But in the context of this reading about people following advice from others on how to deal with you, this card takes on a really specific meaning. The Two of Swords shows a figure who is blindfolded, holding two swords crossed in front of them. And what I am getting from this card in your reading is that there is a deliberate attempt to keep you in the dark about what is really happening. These people who are working against you, they want you to be blindfolded. They want you to not see clearly what is going on behind the scenes. This card is showing me that you might have had this feeling, this intuition, that something is not quite right, that there is more happening than meets the eye. But you might have been trying to rationalize it away, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, trying to avoid conflict by pretending you do not notice the weird energy. The Two of Swords is that moment where you are aware that there is a problem, but you are choosing to remain in a state of not fully acknowledging it. And here is why this card is so important in relation to the theme of being careful with your words. When you are in a Two of Swords energy, when you are not fully seeing the situation for what it is, you are more likely to say things that can be used against you because you are not understanding who you are really talking to. You are operating under false assumptions about people's intentions and loyalties. The Two of Swords is also about the advice that these people are getting from their consultants, their witches, their energy workers, whatever you want to call them. And a big part of that advice is probably about keeping you confused, keeping you uncertain, keeping you in a state of not fully trusting your own perception. Because if you fully woke up to what is happening, if you fully removed that blindfold, you would be able to protect yourself much more effectively. What I am seeing with this card is that there are people in your life who are playing both sides. They are being friendly to your face, maybe even acting supportive, but behind the scenes they are participating in conversations about you that are not supportive at all. They are in group chats or meetings or consultations where your name is being brought up, where strategies about dealing with you are being discussed. And the Two of Swords energy means that you might suspect this with certain people, but you are not ready to fully confront it, because confrontation means having to make hard decisions about those relationships. It means having to cut ties, having to create distance, having to acknowledge that people you thought were neutral or even friendly are actually working against you. The Two of Swords is also showing me that some of these people are trying to stay on the fence, trying to maintain plausible deniability. They want to be able to participate in the plots against you while still maintaining the appearance of being your friend or being neutral. They are trying to have it both ways. But here is what is really important about the Two of Swords. This card is also about the necessity of making a choice, of taking a side, of cutting through the confusion and indecision. And in your case, Taurus, the choice that needs to be made is about removing that blindfold, about seeing people for who they really are, not who you want them to be or who they pretend to be. The guidance from this card is very clear. Stop trying to play both sides yourself. Stop trying to maintain relationships with people who you know in your gut are not really for you. Stop trying to keep the peace at the expense of your own protection. The Two of Swords is asking you to make a clean cut, to take a clear stance. And in terms of your words, the Two of Swords is telling you that as long as you remain in this uncertain, unclear energy about who people really are, you are going to continue saying things that can be used against you because you are going to continue trusting the wrong people with your information. Clarity about who is who in your life will naturally lead to better boundaries about what you share and with whom. This card is also about the mental gymnastics you might be doing to justify people's behavior, to make excuses for red flags, to convince yourself that you are just being paranoid or negative. The Two of Swords is that uncomfortable space where you know something is wrong, but you are trying really hard to not know it. And that is exhausting, and it is also dangerous because it keeps you vulnerable. I am getting that part of what these consultant people, these witch energy people are telling your adversaries is to keep you in a state of confusion and doubt, to do things that make you question your own perception, to gaslight you subtly, to create situations where you are not sure if you are being attacked or if you are just being sensitive. The Two of Swords is that exact energy of manufactured uncertainty. But the sword energy in general is about mental clarity, about cutting through illusion, about seeing truth. So even though this card shows a blindfolded figure, the swords themselves represent your ability to cut through the nonsense once you decide to remove that blindfold. You have the mental capacity to see exactly what is happening. You just have to be willing to look, even if what you see is uncomfortable or disappointing. The Two of Swords in this reading is basically saying that your awareness needs to catch up to your intuition. Your intuition already knows who is who and what is what. Your conscious mind just needs to stop negotiating with that knowledge and accept it fully so you can act accordingly. Let me continue with the third card. The third card I pulled is Justice. And oh, Taurus, this is where things get really interesting and really powerful. Justice is card number 12 in the major arcana, and it represents karma, cause and effect, truth coming to light, and the universal law that everyone eventually faces the consequences of their actions. In the context of this reading about people following advice from third parties on how to work against you, Justice is an incredibly significant card because it is basically saying that there is a divine accountability system in place here that these people do not even realize they are triggering. Justice is showing me that every action these people are taking against you, every word they are twisting, every plot they are participating in, every consultation they are having about how to harm you or manipulate your situation, all of it is being recorded in the cosmic ledger. And the karmic return on what they are doing is going to be absolutely massive. But justice is also about your karma, and this is really important to understand. This card is showing me that you have earned divine protection through your own past actions, through your own integrity, through the way you have conducted yourself even when it was hard, even when you were being provoked, even when you could have retaliated but chose not to. The Justice card is sitting here in your reading like a shield, like a statement from the universe that says these people can plot all they want. They can follow all the dark advice they are getting. They can try every manipulation tactic, but they are working against cosmic law, and cosmic law always wins. What I find particularly powerful about Justice showing up here is that this card represents things being fair, not necessarily things being nice or comfortable. And sometimes fair means that people who have been getting away with stuff for a long time suddenly face a reckoning. Sometimes fair means that people who thought they were cleverly manipulating situations find out that the universe has been keeping track the whole time. Justice, in relation to the theme of watching your words, is showing me that while you need to be careful about what you say because people are looking for ammunition, you also need to trust that the truth will ultimately prevail. The Justice card does not reward the best liar or the best manipulator. It rewards the person whose words and actions align, whose integrity is intact. So if these people are twisting your words, if they are taking things you said in confidence and using them against you, if they are misrepresenting things you said to make you look bad, Justice is saying that the truth of what was actually said and the context and the intention behind it will come out eventually. And when it does, the people who manipulated your words will face consequences for that manipulation. The Justice card is also about legal matters and official documentation in some readings. And I am wondering if for some of you Taurus, there might be actual legal dimensions to what is happening. Like maybe these people are trying to build some kind of case against you, or maybe there are contractual issues or disputes over property or resources. If that is the case, Justice is a very positive card because it indicates that truth and fairness will prevail in those situations. But even if there is not a literal legal component, Justice operates on the level of universal law. And universal law says that you cannot send out negative energy, harmful intentions, manipulative actions without receiving that same energy back multiplied. These people, consulting with others about how to harm you, are essentially consulting about how to harm themselves because the karmic return is inevitable. Justice is also showing me that part of what is going to happen is that these third-party people, these consultants, these witch energy people who are giving advice about how to work against you, they are going to face their own karma for participating in this. You cannot help someone harm someone else without karmic consequences. You cannot use your spiritual knowledge or your understanding of energy to manipulate and control without facing the cosmic repercussions of that. So we have got this whole network of people who think they are being clever and strategic, but what they are actually doing is weaving a karmic web that is going to trap them. The Justice card is showing me that this is going to play out in a way where their own actions become their downfall. The very things they are doing to try to destroy you or undermine you are going to be the things that expose them and bring consequences to them. In terms of practical guidance, Justice is telling you to document things, keep records, save messages, note dates and times of interactions. Not in an obsessive way, but in a way that honors the truth. Because if situations escalate, having a clear record of what was actually said and done is going to be important. Justice is also telling you to stay in your integrity. Do not compromise your values trying to fight these people on their level. Do not engage in the same manipulative tactics they are using. Do not consult with your own witch people to curse them back or whatever. Stay clean. Stay true. Because the Justice card rewards the person who maintains their integrity under pressure. This card is giving me strong energy that these people are going to expose themselves. They are going to get so caught up in their plotting and their consulting and their scheming that they are going to make mistakes. They are going to contradict themselves. They are going to get their stories mixed up. And when that happens, when the lies start falling apart, the truth is going to shine through so clearly that everyone will see it. Justice is patient, but inevitable. It might not happen on your timeline, but it will happen. These people will face the consequences of their actions, and you will be vindicated. The truth about who did what, and who said what, and who had what intentions will come to light in a way that cannot be denied or spun. Let me pull the fourth card. The fourth card here is the Nine of Wands. And Taurus, this card is so perfect for where you are right now, energetically. The Nine of Wands shows a figure who has been through battle, who is wounded and tired, but who is still standing, still holding their ground, still ready to defend if necessary. This card is validating everything you have been feeling. You are tired. You are worn out from having to constantly be on guard. You are frustrated that you even have to deal with this level of nonsense from people. The Nine of Wands is the warrior who has already fought 8 battles, and here comes the 9th. And there is this feeling of exhaustion mixed with determination. In the context of people following advice from third parties about how to deal with you, the Nine of Wands is showing me that you have already been defending yourself against attacks for a while. This is not new. These people have been trying different tactics, different approaches, and you have successfully defended against all of them so far, but it has taken a toll. The Nine of Wands is also about paranoia and hypervigilance. And honestly, Taurus, I think some level of vigilance is completely warranted in your situation right now. This card is validating that you are not being paranoid or overly suspicious. There really are people who are strategizing against you. Your instincts to be protective and guarded are correct. But the Nine of Wands also carries a warning about becoming so defensive that you close yourself off completely, that you cannot enjoy your life because you are so focused on protecting yourself from attack. It is that fine line between healthy boundaries and becoming a fortress that nobody can enter, including people who genuinely care about you. What I am getting with this card in terms of your words being used against you is that you have probably already experienced this happening. You have probably already had situations where something you said was twisted or taken out of context or used in a way you never intended. And that experience has made you more guarded, more careful, more hesitant to share openly. The Nine of Wands is showing me that you are in a phase where you are learning to protect yourself without becoming bitter or closed off. You are learning to be wise and discerning without losing your essential warmth and generosity. This is not easy work, and the card acknowledges that. This card is also about resilience and persistence. Despite everything these people are doing, despite all the consultations and all the plotting and all the attempts to tear you down, you are still standing. You are still moving forward. You are still building your life. The Nine of Wands is that energy of refusing to be defeated no matter how many times you are attacked. And here is something really important about the Nine of Wands in relation to the witchcraft energy and the third-party interference. This card is showing me that you have your own spiritual protection, your own connection to higher guidance, your own inner strength that is actually more powerful than whatever energy they are trying to throw at you. The Nine of Wands person might be wounded and tired, but they are still standing, which means all the attacks have failed to take them down. Think about what that means for these people who are consulting with others about how to defeat you. All their strategies have not worked. You are still here. You are still thriving. Their failure is becoming more and more apparent. This card is also showing me that there might be one more major confrontation or challenge coming. The ninth wand, the final battle before victory. But you are prepared for it now. You know what you are dealing with. You are not going to be caught off guard the way you might have been with earlier attacks. In terms of practical guidance, the Nine of Wands is telling you to rest when you can, to replenish your energy, to take care of yourself physically and emotionally. Fighting off constant attacks is exhausting, and you need to maintain your strength. Make sure you are eating well, sleeping enough, doing things that restore your spirit. The Nine of Wands is also about learning from past battles. Look at what has already happened. Look at the tactics these people have already tried, and use that information to predict what might come next. If they twisted your words in a certain way before, they will probably try that again. If they used a particular person as a flying monkey before, they will probably use them again. Patterns repeat, and awareness of those patterns is protective. This card is also encouraging you to trust your defensive instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. If someone is asking questions that feel like they are fishing for information, they probably are. If a situation feels like a setup, it probably is. The Nine of Wands says your radar is working correctly, so listen to it. But also, and this is important, the Nine of Wands is reminding you that you do not have to fight every battle. You can choose to simply walk away from certain situations, certain people, certain provocations. Sometimes the best defense is refusing to engage. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just remove yourself from the battlefield entirely. The Nine of Wands shows someone who is battle-worn but not broken, tired but not defeated, wounded but not destroyed. That is you right now, Taurus. And the message from this card is that you have the strength to see this through to the end, to maintain your boundaries, to protect yourself effectively, and to still be standing when the dust settles. Let me pull the fifth card. The fifth card I am drawing is the Four of Pentacles, and this card brings such an interesting dimension to this reading about being careful with your words and people following third-party advice against you. The Four of Pentacles traditionally represents holding on tightly to resources, being protective of what you have, sometimes to the point of being controlling or miserly. But in this reading, the Four of Pentacles is showing up to reveal something about the people who are working against you. This card is showing me that these people are operating from a place of deep scarcity consciousness. They are so afraid of not having enough, of losing what they have, of someone else having more than them, that they have become obsessed with controlling and manipulating situations to secure their position. The Four of Pentacles energy is about someone who is clutching their coins so tightly that nothing new can come in. And what I am getting is that these people who are consulting with others about how to deal with you, who are following advice from third parties, they are doing it because they see you as a threat to their security, their position, their resources. This card is revealing their motivation. They are not attacking you because you did something terrible to them. They are attacking you because they are afraid. They are afraid that your success diminishes theirs. They are afraid that your abundance means less for them. They are afraid that your presence in a shared space, whether that is a workplace, a family, a social circle, a community, threatens their position in that space. The Four of Pentacles is also about control and possessiveness. And I am getting that some of these people who are working against you are trying to control the narrative about you, trying to control how others perceive you, trying to control your opportunities and your access to resources or connections. They want to be the gatekeepers, and your independence threatens that control. In terms of your words being used against you, the Four of Pentacles is showing me that these people are hoarding information about you. They are collecting little pieces of data, little comments you have made, little details about your life, and they are holding on to all of it, saving it, waiting for the right moment to use it. It is like they have a treasure chest of information about you that they guard carefully because they see it as valuable ammunition. This card is also showing me that there might be financial motivations behind some of what is happening. Maybe these people are trying to block your financial success, or they are competing with you for resources, or there is inheritance drama or business conflicts. The Four of Pentacles is very much about material security and the fear of losing it. What is interesting about this card showing up after Justice and Nine of Wands is that it is revealing that these people's tight grip on control is actually going to be their downfall. The Four of Pentacles is an unsustainable position. You cannot clutch things so tightly forever. Eventually your hands cramp, your arms get tired, and you have to let go. And when these people finally lose their grip on their control and manipulation, everything is going to fall apart for them. The Four of Pentacles is also showing me that these people are so focused on what you have and what they can take from you or prevent you from having that they are actually blocking their own blessings. They are so obsessed with you and with their plotting against you that they cannot see opportunities right in front of them. They are so busy trying to sabotage you that they are sabotaging themselves. This card is also about the advice they are getting from these third-party consultants. I am getting that the advice is very much about control and manipulation and holding power over you. It is not advice about how to heal or how to move on or how to create their own success independent of you. It is advice about how to maintain control, how to keep you down, how to manipulate situations. But here's the thing about the Four of Pentacles energy. It is fear-based, and anything that is fear-based is weak at its foundation. These people might seem powerful and in control, but underneath all of that is terror. They are terrified of their own inadequacy, terrified of being exposed, terrified of losing their position or resources. The guidance from this card for you, Taurus, is to not let their scarcity consciousness infect you. Do not start operating from fear just because they are afraid. The Four of Pentacles is showing you what not to do, how not to be. This card is also telling you that information about yourself is a resource that you need to guard more carefully right now, not because you are afraid, but because you are wise. The Four of Pentacles knows the value of what it holds, so treat information about yourself, your plans, your resources, your vulnerabilities as valuable, and be very selective about who gets access to that information. The Four of Pentacles is also revealing that these people are probably struggling financially or materially themselves, regardless of how things might appear on the surface. People who are genuinely secure and abundant do not need to plot against others or follow dark advice about how to sabotage people. Only people who are deeply insecure do that. This card is encouraging you to stay abundant in your mindset, to keep believing in the infinite nature of universal resources, to know that someone else's success does not diminish yours, and that your success does not diminish anyone else's. The only people who believe in that kind of scarcity are people who are trapped in Four of Pentacles energy. Let me pull the sixth and final card. The sixth card I pulled is the Magician, and Taurus, this is such a powerful card to end on because the Magician represents mastery, skill, having all the tools you need at your disposal, and the ability to manifest your will into reality. This card is number 2 in the major arcana, and it represents conscious creation and personal power. In the context of this reading about people following advice from third parties, witches, energy workers, consultants about how to work against you, the Magician is showing up to reveal something absolutely crucial. The Magician represents someone who understands how to work with energy, how to use intention, how to manifest outcomes. And this card is showing me that these consultant people, these third-party advisors who are helping your adversaries, they are trying to use Magician energy against you. But here is what is so important about the Magician showing up in your reading. This card is also your power. This card is showing me that you have access to the same universal forces that they are trying to manipulate. You have the ability to consciously create your reality, to protect yourself energetically, to manifest outcomes that serve your highest good. The Magician is basically saying that this is a battle of manifestation, a battle of will, a battle of who can more effectively work with universal energy. And the reason you are going to win is because you are operating from integrity and alignment with cosmic law, while they are operating from manipulation and fear. The Magician has all four suits of the tarot on his table: wands, cups, swords, pentacles, representing mastery over all elements, all aspects of life. This card is showing me that these people who are working against you think they are skilled, think they know what they are doing, think their consultants are giving them powerful tools to use against you. But true Magician energy requires alignment with higher will, not just personal will. And they are not aligned. In terms of your words being used against you, the Magician is revealing that there is actual intentional spell work or energy work happening. These people are not just casually talking about you, they are actively trying to manifest negative outcomes for you. They are trying to bind you or block you or manipulate your path. The consultations they are having are probably including rituals or practices designed to affect you energetically. But the Magician in your reading is showing me that you have protection against this. The card is literally showing you that you have the power to reverse, block, or transform any energy being sent your way. You are not a victim of other people's manifestation attempts. You are a powerful creator yourself. The Magician is also about communication and words having power. And this is directly related to the warning about being careful what you say. Your words have creative power. What you speak, you help manifest. So if these people are getting you to say certain things, to speak certain fears or doubts or limitations, they are essentially getting you to use your own Magician power against yourself. This is why being conscious of your words is so critical right now. Every word you speak is a spell. Every statement you make is an intention you are setting. The Magician knows this and uses language very consciously and deliberately. The guidance here is to speak only what you want to create, to affirm only what you want to experience, to declare only what serves your highest good. The Magician is also showing me that part of the advice these people are getting from their consultants is about how to get into your head, how to plant seeds of doubt, how to manipulate your thinking so that you start creating negative outcomes through your own thoughts and words. This is sophisticated psychological and energetic warfare. But awareness breaks the spell. Once you understand what they are trying to do, once you see the manipulation clearly, it loses its power over you. The Magician is about conscious awareness and intentional action. You cannot be manipulated if you are fully conscious of what is happening. This card is also revealing that you might need to do some of your own energy work, your own protection practices, your own intentional manifestation to counter what is being thrown at you, not from a place of fear or attack, but from a place of claiming your power and setting clear intentions about what you allow in your field and what you do not. The Magician is also about timing and knowing when to act. Above the Magician's head is the infinity symbol, representing unlimited potential and perfect timing. This card is telling you that there is divine timing at play here, and you need to trust that. Do not react impulsively to provocations. Do not let them rush you into responses or actions. Wait for the right moment, the moment when your action will have maximum impact. The Magician is ultimately about mastery and sovereignty. Nobody can use magic against you without your permission on some level. Nobody can manipulate your reality without you participating somehow, even if that participation is just believing their lies or speaking their limiting beliefs. The Magician is reminding you that you are sovereign, you are powerful, you are in control of your own energy and your own manifestation. This card is also showing me that everything these people are trying to do to you is going to bounce back to them magnified because they are working against cosmic law. The Magician understands that you cannot misuse spiritual knowledge and power without consequences. These consultants who are helping your adversaries are accruing massive karmic debt, and the Magician energy ensures that debt gets paid. The final message from the Magician is that you have everything you need to protect yourself, to thrive, to manifest your desires, to overcome these challenges. You do not need to fight fire with fire. You just need to stay in your power, stay conscious of your words and thoughts. Maintain your energetic boundaries, and trust in your own ability to create your reality. So Taurus, let me wrap this up for you. This reading has shown us that you are dealing with people who are actively consulting with third parties, potentially including people who work with energy or witchcraft, to get advice on how to manipulate your situation. They are watching your words carefully, collecting information, trying to use what you say against you. But the cards have also shown that you have divine protection, that karmic justice is on your side, that you are stronger and more resilient than they realize, and that you have your own power to manifest and create your reality in alignment with your highest good. The key takeaways are to be extremely discerning about what you share and with whom, to trust your defensive instincts, to stay in your integrity even when provoked, to understand that these people are operating from fear and scarcity, and to claim your own power as a conscious creator who cannot be manipulated without your consent. This is a challenging time, but you are absolutely equipped to navigate it. Stay aware, stay protected, and trust that the universe is working in your favor. Take care of yourself, Taurus. I will see you in the next reading.